I am Eleanor Schultz with Prophetically Speaking, and I want to speak to you for a moment about the book of Habakkuk. There's a prophet in the book whom we know nothing about, and his name is Habakkuk, and he is not mentioned anywhere else in the Bible. He has a little 3-chapter book in the Old Testament. It would do you well to read it sometime. We know nothing about his background, nor do we know when or where he lived, but we do know that he was faithful and quite bold. He even had the audacity to challenge God about the vision he had had. He did not like what he saw, and he let God know about it. He was so disturbed that he wanted God to change the vision. He saw a worldwide situation that would change the way people live. It was a vision of violence, of iniquity, a vision of grievance, of pondering, of bondage, of spoiling, of contention, injustice, and wickedness, wrong judgments, people who initiate strife, and laws that are not upheld. He saw a condition that would draw all people into bondage. Sometimes I think we kind of live in something like that now. But he questioned God. Imagine a prophet questioning God. In Habakkuk chapter 1, verses 2, 3, and 4, the New King James Version reads, O Lord, how long shall I cry, and you will not hear? Even cry out to you violence, and you will not save. Why do you show me iniquity and cause me to see trouble? For plundering and violence are before me. Their strife and contention arises. Therefore the law is powerless, and justice never goes forth. For the wicked surround the righteous. Therefore perverse or wrong judgment proceeds. You see, Habakkuk saw something that threatened to take over the whole world. His vision begins with a worldwide situation which he described in detail. Here is a governmental system whose philosophy and law reaches around the world like a slow-moving mudslide. It takes over everything it comes in contact with. People lose their homes. There is injustice in the court system. Wickedness abounds. Right is wrong and wrong is right. It seems like everything is upside down. So Habakkuk said, Lord, how long shall I cry out to you, and you will not hear me? You show me violence, and you won't do anything about it. You won't save us. Why do you cause me to see this grievance? I'm going to sit right here in my place until you answer me. So God did answer Habakkuk with a very strong exhortation. Chapter 2 and verse 2. Then the Lord replied, write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets, so that a herald may run with it. So here he says, make it very plain, write it down, so that runners can run with this message and teach other people. So when this begins to happen, there are going to be special messengers who are going to take this message around the world and enlighten the church as to what is going on. So Habakkuk received the message loud and clear. God was not going to change anything. This condition was going to happen. Here, God strongly emphasizes the importance of this vision. It fills a void left by other prophets. This prophecy reveals the conditions that lead up to the rise of the Antichrist. Now, this condition may continue for a while before the Antichrist arrives, but it is this condition that will produce him, because there's a lot of wickedness going on in the world, and the world is in turmoil. There is no peace. When he arrives, he will bring the peace. And so that is what this book of Habakkuk is all about. He's the only one in the Bible who begins before the rise of the Antichrist. All other prophets begin when he's already here. So that's a value of this book. This was not what Habakkuk wanted to hear, however. God told Habakkuk that the vision is not for his time, but for an appointed time. At the end it will speak, and it will not lie. Though it seems to be a long time in coming, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not be late, but it will be right on time. God is not going to change anything. Rather than changing anything, God told the prophet to write the vision and make it plain. Anyone who understands this message needs to be ready to teach the message when the time is right. This is a special message, one that will open the eyes of the church to what is really happening. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3, the New King James Version. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak, and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. The message of this book has been hidden throughout the ages because it was written for the end time. It holds a special place in God's plan, as this book will set in motion the major end-time events. It is the keeper of the key that will unlock much of the prophetic word. When the message becomes reality, end-time events will begin to happen very quickly. Its message will awaken the church and shock the world. Bible prophecy will be front and center. The book of Habakkuk is the only book in the Bible that has a promise attached to it. At the end, it will speak. It contains a message that no other book has. Here is a little book with a big message. This prophecy reveals the conditions that lead up to the rise of the Antichrist. At first glance, the details of Habakkuk's vision appear to be a general description of the events that are present in any generation. Surely, violence, iniquity, grievance, spoiling, contention, wrong judgments existed when the prophet lived. He was concerned because the circumstance he saw was unique to the time of its fulfillment. In order for an event to be a sign, there must be something unique about it. Otherwise, it's just another happening. It would not be a sign. Habakkuk saw a worldwide threat, not a local one. He saw a global situation, one that threatened to take over the whole world. Worldwide makes it unique. God has given the church a special, powerful weapon to use in the end time. It is the prophetic word, as recorded in the Bible. The word is the more sure word that was given specifically to be used when Satan will exercise his power on the earth through the Antichrist. He will deceive many. The messengers who run with Habakkuk's message will be equipped to expose Satan and his tactics. I had a professor who had a quote, and I'm going to borrow it from him. God has staked everything on his word. He has no backup plan. If we fail, that failure is forever. I'm going to repeat that because that's very important. God has staked everything on his word. He has no backup plan. If we fail, that failure is forever. If you would like a more in-depth study of the book of Habakkuk, you could just follow the link to the online book and request it. Be sure to give us your mailing address. We will be happy to send you this little 24-page booklet that I have written explaining the rest of the book of Habakkuk. Now, I'm not saying I know everything, but there's a lot in here that most people don't know. So do get a hold of this book and contact us through the link. Thank you so much. God bless you, and you have a good day.